Yo, what is good people? Welcome along to my latest video, which is going to be a little different to usual, as I'm actually revisiting a place that I went to last year to see what has changed, both with my mindset and the location itself. Now, many of you probably saw my short from last week where I showed this new feature, namely a 6-foot high spiked fence which stretches the whole of the front of this awesome complex. A few people even said it was for safety due to the rockfall, which simply isn't the case, and hopefully by the end of this you will come to the same conclusion as me. So what I want to do in this video is compare footage from my visit in November 22 with my footage shot last weekend in October 23. So I'll play last year's and then this year's, and then at the end I'll show you the differences that I actually managed to see for myself. And as you can see, walking in this pretty magnificent entrance way, that's what I'm calling it anyway. I'm going to describe it how I felt it was. If someone disagrees, that's what the comments are there for. But yeah, there'll be a little bit more on this later because I do manage to clamber up to that hole, so there'll be a bird's eye view of that whole room there. As you can see, walking through a pretty majestic corridor. Well, that's what it felt like to me. There, the only signs of brick in that entire complex, believe it or not, right at the entrance. Like I say, this is just what I'm calling it. Now consider, if you will, these right angles made by our ancestors with primitive tools, our dumb ancestors, or so we're told. That's what the narrative tells us anyway. That's the narrative I was brought up with, that our ancestors were dumb and they didn't have no tools, nothing like what we have today. So please explain how they're making all those right angles, all those perfectly straight lines. So this was when I was short-sighted and I thought these places were cast, poured or printed. Pretty silly of me now, as I can clearly see how easy it is to actually carve a place like this, and how easy it is for these right angles to be made. Time and effort is all it would have taken, and I do have plans to showcase this shortly with a friend of mine when we do find the right location. I'll happily wait, so please, again, that's what the comments are there for. There's more render there, but refer to Paul's videos because he goes into greater detail, better detail than I ever could. Yeah, let's not do that. I was a fanboy at the time and I thought he knew his stuff, but now I know that just isn't the case. And these stairs here are just ridiculous. This is what made me feel like this was a complex, because we are now going up a level. And this isn't the only complex that I've been to with stairs like this, which you will see in other videos. And here's a picture of the stairs looking down. Now I do just want to apologise for the shoddy camera work here. I'm still new to the game. It will get better in time. And there's the fence that we originally climbed over to get into this complex, just to give you some perspective of that we're actually higher than the ground now. And there's another picture. It's a good, I'd say 7 or 8 feet or so above the actual ground level, as it were, here. Now here's the first of 3 shoots in this complex. Now bear that in mind. I will go into a little bit more detail on those later on, and a little bit of a theory that I've come up with. Again, back when I had a different mindset and I thought this place had been purposely covered up and hidden. I don't believe that to be the case now. Buried to a point it could have been, but all for natural reasons and not done on purpose. Now, yet more render here, just dotted around everywhere, which really does make me wonder what these places look like in the prime. I used to be of the impression the render here was the outer skin, like an outer layer, but again, more research shows it's simply render on the inside to make it more aesthetically pleasing, or homely if you prefer. I'd love to go back in time, I really would, just to see how it all was. because I guarantee it's nothing like the narrative tells us it is, and I guarantee this is nothing like what this looked like in its prime. This picture here makes me think the whole thing extended further out. Don't know, tell me what you think, but I just see wooden beams in those holes.
What's worrying?
Yeah, my partner here just let me know that there was a little bit of a rock fall further on, which you will see. So yeah, nothing really to worry about. And that noise, I'm assuming, is the noise that my little girl's on about.
Okay.
And here, yeah, more signs of maybe wooden beams, where wooden beams might have gone. And here's just a few frames and a body. But it's just how the walls look, I assure you. I don't think it's intentional. So here's the second of the 3 shoots. Like I say, I will go into a little bit more detail on them. Now pay attention here, this is the only rockfall throughout the whole site, and I will show it again later. Shoot a little bit later, and here's the only signs of the rockfall and the resulting damage that I could see anywhere on this complex, which is pretty unbelievable to me. But it just shows that it's well hidden, so they don't need to quite destroy it as much as other places. But again, that's just my thoughts on it. Again, this here, more signs of maybe a platform, even a kitchen, I don't know. Looks a bit like it could be a cooker. I love this picture. I think it shows a little bit of everything. Straight angles and the cooker, possible platforms, render. Oh, it shows a bit of everything. Yeah, it really does. It's awesome. And then yeah, we come across the last of the shafts. And yeah, these are important to me, and I will show you why later. Basically, we go to the top to see if we can find the openings to these shafts. So yeah, here I just try my hardest not to fall down here, because it is quite slippy on this sandstone, especially when it's been raining. Yeah, this is coming to the end of this complex now. Well, this part of this complex. So that was last year's visit. I'll now play the latest footage, and at the end I'll show you the few differences I have observed. Now if you see any others, please comment below with your own findings. I'm not going to take too long, I've already got it on video. Obviously shells and that, like candle lights and whatever back in the day. Do it? Yeah, we'll do some digging. There is still another section to this as well. We have to get back out to go back up. So I genuinely don't think there's anything different from when I last come. Just be careful please, darling. Huh? Yeah, we're coming out now. I'm just doing the once through. It don't look no different. No more rock fall or nothing. So I don't get why they put the fence there. Unless it's because people have been here and started to question the narrative. Octavia, stay back please. Move. God, now you can come. You just gotta stay behind me, remember? Yeah, there's nothing different. This was the only rock fall here last year, and it's still the only rock fall here this year. I say the bit I want to dig, mate, it's in the other bit. But if you've seen any bits here that you want to do, yep. Yep. I've got pictures from, I think it's the 1920s, but it still looks like this. Well, the claims of it from the 19, I can't remember if it's 1920s or 1950s to be fair. Well, Octavia, careful down here, yeah? You can't get down yourself. So, if you're still with me at this point, you will have seen the footage from last November and a couple of weeks ago, so I should have been able to spot any differences for yourselves, which is minor at best. So here's the rockfall again, and just remember, this is the only bit and it looks no different. So if the new fence is due to the rockfall or safety, I just don't see it. Nothing looks different at all, except for maybe the quality of the footage itself. And that's mainly due to the last year only just starting out and walking around with my phone freehand, whereas since then I've invested a bit and I now have a gimbal and a better camera. Don't believe me? Check out this jump. Oh, and the bags. Forgot to keep them out of shot over my last video. Jokes aside though, that's the only differences I can see. So in my eyes, it doesn't merit the new security features. As always, I've been Nicky B, and until next time.